Hi everyone, Alice here. In this video, I'll be showing you how I made my Vtuber logo. Hopefully, the steps I show here can help you design your own. First off, my tools. I use Site 2 and Photoshop. Most of the art is drawn in Site 2, while the touch-ups and other special effects are done in Photoshop. That said, you can use any other art program that allows you to add and edit text. Let's get started. Step 1. Find references. This is, to me, the most important step of all. In order to make something good and conceptualize your idea, references are necessary. You can't design anything purely out of your imagination. The easiest way is to Google image Vtuber logo. However, I'd recommend you search on Twitter. There are lots of artists and art studios that showcase their works there, which you can use as inspiration. You can also look at the logos of your favorite VTubers. Step 2. Rough sketch. In this stage, you use both the reference images you have saved and your VTuber model to decide the elements you will use for your logo. I came out with two designs. The first one is pretty simple, with a little chibi and a ribbon. It's cute, but I find it a bit lacking. The second one is a bit more fancy. It has a ribbon ornamental frame, which the chibi is a part of. In both designs, you can spot similar elements, ribbons and a chibi. The font is also curly. After some considerations, I chose the second design. Step 3. Drawing the elements. Now that we've got the design down, it's time to start drawing. I start with a huge canvas, 4644 by 3240 pixels, with a resolution of 300 pixels. Since I'm not working with vector art, I use large sizes so I can resize the logo without losing any quality. Also consider that you may want to include your logo for future merch sales if you plan on doing any. The first thing I drew was the chibi. I wanted it to be simple and cute, with minimal details, thick line art, and flat colors. I start with a rough sketch, and then move on to the line art. Here, I like to use Site 2's vector features. After the line art's done, I fill in the colors and other details. Next, we move on to drawing the ribbon frame. I align the chibi on top and sketch the frame around it, and then resize the frame as I see fit. Once I'm happy with how it looks, I begin the line art. Here you can see it looks slightly different from the original sketch. I included cardsuit symbols on each side of the frame. Step 4. Customizing the font. When choosing a font, pay attention to the license attributed to the font. You'll want a font that's free for commercial use. You can also buy the rights to a font, but I'd advise you to look for royalty-free fonts instead. Type in the font and adjust its position. Here, I'll show you how I personalize the font to make it unique. I drew some swirls on the font and erased some parts of the alphabet. I wanted the font to have a curly, signature-ish look to it as well, so I drew some lines to connect the alphabets. Finally, I added some graphics. As you can see now, it looks quite different from the original font. Step 5. Colors and effects. It's time for the most fun part of the logo, adding the colors and the effects. For me, I base the colors off my model. I use blue as my primary color and yellow as my secondary color. First off, I color the frames. I only use flat colors for now. The details will be done during the finishing touches. For the text effects, I use Photoshop. I right-click on the layer, choose blending options, and add a gradient effect of dark and light blue shades. Then, I go to outer glow and add a white outline. I dislike using the stroke option because it always leaves jagged outlines. After that, I rasterize the layer effects. Then, I duplicate the layer, fill the text with a yellow color, and then put it underneath the original text layer for a 3D shadow effect. I change the diamond decals to a similar yellow shade as well. For extra pizzazz, I layered a pattern inside the text. I set the pattern layer to divide with 25% transparency. It also makes the colors more saturated and vibrant. I added another outline with outer glow. I contemplated yellow and then blue, and then finally I went back to yellow. Lastly, I added a very subtle drop shadow in a dark blue color to finish the look. And then I rasterized the text. Once I'm satisfied with how the text looks, I go back to Site 2 to add details to the frame. I add some shading and highlights for the ribbons and the bows, and I colored the cardsuit symbols gold. When I'm done with the frame, I reopen Photoshop. Here I add a pattern background in the form of diamonds within the frame. Because it will act as a backdrop against the text, I want it to be pale and not so saturated. Along the way, I tweak the hue and saturation of the logo to make it more vibrant. And voila! It's done! A personalized VTuber logo, ready to go. Each element is separated, so I can remove the frame and background if I just want the text, or if I want to adjust the colors for different looks. Thank you for sticking until the end. I hope the video gave you some insight into creating your own logo, whether it be for VTubing or for other purposes. Hit the like button and leave a comment if the video helped you, and subscribe for more future content from me. See you soon! Bye bye!